Yes, people, we are live. Welcome to CAS, KAS, where you're going to find all your Man United news, Man United heartbreaks, Man United head loss, Man United positivity, Man United negativity. It's everything, really. That's just Man United related. And yeah, big up to everyone that's actually subscribed as well or just come over from Never a Foul. As you know, it's pretty much a common thing. As soon as I finish NAF, I'd come over here. Big up for the 1,000 subscribers as well. This ain't going to be for everyone, but big up to all the supporters. Big up to everyone that's liked the video. Even the oncoming likes and the oncoming or incoming, shall I say, subscribers as well, if it's up to you. But big up to yourselves. This is a little bit of a little bit of a diversion of a show. Something that you all heard before, I'm pretty sure. But there's not really much to go off with United today, except 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 different things, you know. So we're gonna go and dive straight into that. But let me go and big up a lot of the people in the comments. Like Israel is always here. Cass, I think Ruben Amorim is going to be our manager. Just waiting for Ten Hag to get sacked. Maybe that's why INEOS bought a Ugarte for Ruben. What you doing there? What you doing there? Don't get my hopes up now. Israel, that's nasty work, my friend. Cass, what type of wingers does Amorim like? I want Diallo playing. You just said it yourself. If you look at Amorim, who he's had, let's just say Marcus Edwards, for instance, that's more like an Amad Diallo type of player. He plays inside, pretty much inside playmaking forwards in a way. You know, someone that could do a bit of everything. That's technically very sound. So if you go look at it there, then you go find out what he does like. But he does like a holding midfielder. Hillman was one of them. But I think Hillman was the guy that replaced. Was he not the one that replaced Ugarte in the end? So Ugarte was his DM8 / kind of player. But I think in the Premier it's a little bit different. Ripping my hair out. Ten Hag is the manager. I thought we had new owners. Yep. Big up Dan, who's always here as well. It's lovely to see you. Tarek as well. Certified Wolves FI, not F1. Nafraid, like, has been secured. Letty, as always. Vinny. Tommy, that's a new name. Tommy Brian Cass. You need to trust the process. Ten Hag at the wheel. And that, now I know you don't support United. Now I know you don't support United. You think you're funny. Amorim likes false nines as well. But if you look at Gyökeres, that sort of player, then I would say you would like Xerxes, but it's just not. Xerxes just nowhere near as clinical. So if you want to do up, we could do up some comparisons. I'll get up the squad in a second. Let me go see what he fielded against. What team did he play against recently? Like let's go into the Champions League even. We can compare which players would suit an Amorim type style team. But as you know, Man City allegedly, anyways, are also tipping him up to be the replacement for Pep in case he leaves. But it's looking likely Pep's going to be staying for another year or two. So again, it's from Jacob Steinberg. Steinberg, whether you like him or not, I think majority of people don't trust him, especially when it comes to transfers anyways and rumors. He's not really the go-to sort of guy. Not for United. He typically reports around Chelsea. So for him to report around City is quite new. That's something Samuel Luckhurst, for me, would be reporting. And he reports nonsense as well. Just like the rest of them. So let's go for, I'm going to look at the Sporting game versus PSV. I'm going to go for the lineups of Ruben Amorim. But if you lot don't know, allegedly, once again, getting our hopes up with Ten Hag having his last or final chance, however you want to word it, against Brentford. Not even Fenerbahce. So they keep moving the goalposts, people. They keep moving the goalposts and they don't know which one to decide on. Is it going to be the guesswork on Brentford in case they win? The other guesswork, he's got 2 games left against Fenerbahce, regardless of the result against Brentford, even though that might leave Manchester United in 18th, 17th, something like that, or on goal difference. So I don't think it'll be relegation. So I'll say 17th, 16th from 14th, which is not the greatest position to be in. I don't actually believe I've ever seen Man United in that position. And I don't want to see it anytime soon. 14th is bad enough. I don't even remember this position under someone like Moyes or Oli or Mourinho. It's never been that bad. So that's the one for me, which is a bit of a shocker, a bit more of an indication. And then some sources are saying along the lines of that he's already sacked and he already knows it. The guy can't leave because he wants his payout, so he's not exactly going to quit. So there's some people reporting that he's pretty much done and it's getting finalized, which I don't believe, because if that was the case, you just get rid of him now, right? If you've already made the decision to get rid of him, why would he want to stay? Regardless of the money or the payout or not, I just don't see how that is actually true. 125 people in the house with 27 likes. Can we raise that to 100 likes? That'd be much appreciated. And again, big up for all the support. So yeah. But if in the case Ten Hag loses to Brentford, why is it his last chance? This feels like we've been going around in circles. Do you not remember when it was a Liverpool game? We lost 3-0. We thought he was getting sacked. But the manner Manchester United lost against Liverpool, and Slot even comes out afterwards and giving a tactical breakdown on your gaff, on your head top, in your home, is embarrassing enough. They didn't even get out of gear 2-3. Some players took the brunt and took the blame. And they've been doing that. There's been a little bit of an attitude shift to what my liking with the squad. It's not as bad as what I believe it's been in the past. I definitely think there's been a few adjustments to some of them. And maybe that's because there's a brand new crop of players. And then the next part comes against Tottenham. We all thought he was going to get sacked straight after the Tottenham game. We all thought that was his last chance. The last chance game. So it was his last chance against Liverpool. It was his last chance against Tottenham Hotspur. We got smashed. They tried to put down as 10 men of the reason, of course, why we lost. And you know what's funny? We are fans. Ratcliffe is meant to also be a fan. They must be able to see what we see. Surely they see what we see. We can clearly see the performance ain't good enough. And they haven't been up to scratch to United standard. So whatever we're thinking, they all must be thinking as well. They're in the business, and what's good for business at the end of the day, what's good for their jobs. Obviously, it's not this guy. So now that's 2 final chances. That was his last chance. Then we got told he has 3 games to make up for his job, you know, to pretty much save his job. We got told, no, he's not just Tottenham. We'll see against Porto, and we'll see against Aston Villa on the weekend. And we all thought that Aston Villa put the nail in the coffin. They've done United a disservice. Emery, I reckon, done that on purpose just to annoy us fans, and he wanted more banter and keep us down, as far down as possible. So against Porto, 2-0 up, go 3-2 down. We get saved by Harry Maguire. He got put on. When did he get put on? I'm pretty sure. I can't exactly remember. But he got put on late in the game, and he saved Ten Hag's arse. Once again, the world works in mysterious ways where they want to save this guy, right? Bailed him out of that game. Porto is meant to be deemed as at the Dragao. It's meant to be a hard fixture. That didn't happen, did it? You know, even though you bottled a 2-0 lead, how unknown is that to us? Not very, because I remember the exact same thing happened against Sevilla. Absolutely capitulated. And then on Sunday, the 0-0, and Villa weren't very good, but neither were we. We're just defensively solid. He put out Sir Harry Maguire, Sir Johnny Evans, and obviously Sir Victor Lindesoft. And they done us a job. They got us a point. And you can't, and this is why I don't blame the players. You know, he went a little bit more reserved. It goes to show that this manager can't play expansive. It's like he's trying to show INEOS that he doesn't have the players yet to play the football that he wants. That's the ultimate message I got given as a fan. And I think it's utterly ridiculous that that's what they're going off and how they saved it. Just to come out and say that his job was never really under threat. They're really trying to save face here. And I think that's shameless. And you don't want to make a rash decision after you just made a big decision back in the FA Cup final, but you've done that due to fan pressure. It's like these lot are still believing that fans want this guy in the job or along them lines. I don't see how any fans actually in favor anymore. I know there's a couple, there's a few, but I'm pretty sure that support is diminishing by the minute, by the game, should we say. So again, who's really making the decisions based off what? We need to know this as fans. And I'm pretty sure when this guy ends up getting sacked, all the details, and unfortunate for Ten Hag, there's a lot of positives that he has brought, but there's too many negatives. And I've got a video to prove that as well. And I could play it for a minute and a half. It's got the GTA theme. Big up Staffy. Staffy got this sent to me and whoever created it for him. And there's all the mistakes. And that's before the league ended, by the way, of last season. So this is, and we got rival fans saying ETH in forever, as Letty's saying in the comments there. So again, it's like, who's really basing what decisions on what? Is it fan pressures? Is it business? Is it because you're petty? Or is there too much ego involved? again, I'm pretty sure all of this will come out against Ten Hag after he gets sacked. It's pretty much inevitable, right? And I think fans and rival fans know it. They're just waiting and they don't believe it. And it gets to the point where now I'm seeing tweets along the lines of whatever they say about Ten Hag, you're out of breath pretty much. You're giving up. You just don't care. At this point, you don't feel like he's ever gonna get sacked. So that's where we're at as a fan base. And so, on that notice of what's come out of recent reports, this is his last chance. That's beyond the magic number number 3. His last, triple, quadruple chance. This is it. This is the final blow. You lot gotta have to suffer one more time until we find a manager that's off suit. England just took Jim Ratcliffe boy, by the way. He's had many interviews with him. Even Tuchel's camp sounded out Ratcliffe saying, "Hey, look, I'm here. I'm available. I can do wonders with this team. I can win you Europa League. This is how I look at the squad. This is what I can do, and this is what I can achieve." Most of us fans don't want Tuchel, but we're taking because we're desperate and we want to win stuff along the lines, but we don't believe he's the long-term vision. And I think that's where INEOS have looked at it along the lines of they don't see Tuchel as the long-term manager. That's just what I'm in belief of anyways. So, and all of a sudden, within not even a week, it took one Lee Carsley loss against Greece on that when was it? Was it on a Thursday? Was it on a Thursday? We played on Thursday and then we played on Sunday and now today's Wednesday, right? It took that one loss against Greece and then not Florian Plettenberg. It was the other journo that talks on German football. What's his name again? Christian Falk. And he comes out and says, Tuchel's negotiating with England. It took one loss. Even the FA can move quick. And we know this FA to be long about decisions as it is. They didn't give Lee Carsley the management. He didn't want it in the end. They saved face. He probably goes back to doing the under 21s. And now Tuchel's manager confirmed basically yesterday, and we're pretty much going to be revealed at some point. And he's not even going to be the guy in charge until I believe the new year, something along the next international break in March. So we won't be able to see any Tuchel ball under England. So now INEOS have lost out on that one, and that's a free manager right there. They're going to have to go now and go and pay out for Amorim. And there's a race for him. I'm pretty sure there's other jobs lining up for him, but the top jobs right now, PSG, Luis Enrique is safe. Now, I believe they might be top of the league even. They've done really well in their league. We go look at Bayern Munich, they're not getting rid of Vincent Kompany. When you look at Real Madrid, they're not getting rid of Ancelotti, Hansi Flick safe. All the top jobs, Pep Guardiola, Maresca at this moment of time, Slot safe at this moment of time. Don't get me wrong, Tottenham and Ange is iffy, but he's still much got the faith by that board. You look around all the top teams in Europe, and Amorim is the one where you can look at and say, you know what, might take a chance on him. A little bit like Slot as well. Slot got taken a chance of by Liverpool. He suited the bill, and that's where they got in. And look, it's going to thrive. Not going to say that's exactly going to be the case with Man United because there's a lot more to sort out than people give credit for. ZL says, would you accept if they sack him but they keep him till end of the season? Hell no. I'm not accepting that. That's horrendous. KM, our expected points had us in 15th last season, and even worse now. Players have been saving this guy. How many games have we won because the players' heroics and not the team dominance? Way too many. It's over when KG and Marcel are 10 Hag out. Yeah, and Flex. And David's saying that negatives outweigh the positives. I'm in agreement right there. He abandons all his principles when he's in trouble. He self-preserves, and we've known that for a long time. He's doing a press conference right now. Shameless. I know we've got a game coming up on the weekend, but I've got the ick with this guy. Excuse me. I've got the ick with this guy. Anything he says goes through one ear and out the other. I really don't want to hear what he has to say anymore. I'm bored. His personality is dry. Not that I listen to press conferences in general anyways, but before you take some sort of notice. In his first year, he spoke very well, and then the pressure hits. This is when you know when a manager's really good. It's when the pressure hits and results have gone a little bit bandy. You start getting salty. And then that's when they start to feel the real pressures of a top club. And sometimes they thrive and sometimes they don't. And with Ten Hag, he didn't thrive under the pressures. Man City want him if Pep leaves. I know this. And if Man City want him, we're not getting him. I'd rather take a chance on Carrick. He knows what it takes to be a United player. Why not give Carrick a go, ETH out? I'd give Kieran McKenna a go. I would give him a go. Like, not Carrick. I think Carrick as an assistant could work. He's clearly a good manager. He clearly favours good football as well. Same thing with McKenna. They favour the midfield. So we might get our wish. Maybe. How can you rock a sharp shirt with United? It's so dull. Well, you mean in the background, you mean? I mean, you got obviously it's heritage, isn't it? It's one of the best shirts United have ever worn, in my opinion. I've got some United hoodies coming as well along them lines. But I was gonna, anyways, look, we look towards Amorim. No, the race for him is very well bleak. There's not actually many in a race. So imagine that. It's a At this rate, it's a one horse race, and guess what? United can still f it up. They could really still mess it up. Who would put it past INEOS to mess it up? Even though they've been quite sharp in getting, what they need in. I'll give them credit for that. I wouldn't put it past them. But if we're looking at a team, a 3-4-3, does that suit United? United have never really known to ever go with three at the back. I don't remember. I've seen in some instances where Ollie's played five at the back. We've seen it with Louis van Gaal when he tried it in his 5-3-2. It was very boring, but we've got a system here that could really work in United's favor. And I had a conversation with Rance about this. I can't put it on the screen. Well, let me see if I can put it on the screen. If I share it on screen, hopefully this one here. Give me a sec. I'm gonna see if I can actually add something so you lot can see it. So now I'm gonna have to change this. Oh, I should have done this. I should have been more prepared before. Who would have known? Me to be unprepared? Crazy thought, isn't it? Let me see if this works. This should work. Hopefully this works for you guys to see. So I'm not talking I'm talking some bullshit. All right, let's share the screen now. The window. No, not that. I'm just gonna see. Oh, there we go. Boom, just like that. I'm such a kid, I swear down. But yeah, look, you can see the team. This is his team around here, correct? He's playing three at the back. And Nasser doesn't typically play there. This is a bit of a different team, but they got Diamonde there. And Nasser's been there, the best, one of the latest signings. Some of the new wing backs. Hillman, Maritas, they're pretty much their solid two. Trincao it's usually he's usually playing on the left. You got Gyökeres there, and then here would be Marcus Edwards' position. But if you play the 3-4-3, they're playing away. Who suits where and who would go where? That's what I'm looking towards. Anana. This is a possession-based team, by the way. They keep possession very well, but they're very direct, and they like to play high up the pitch. The left centre-back and right centre-back got a lot of work to do, by the way. So if they're going to do work, this team has to work hard. And something that United fans, I've been critical with a lot of these other players, is that their work rate's horrendous, right? And all Ten Hag has is, for these guys, is running. That's all they have. So if we got this over here, I should have put this on the other side, but my screen's here. Who would suit where? You guys let me know in the comments, because I feel like Dalot and Mazraoui are very good wing backs, but we can only have one, right? I'm telling you lot now, if Amorim comes in, put Anthony left wing back. Who says no? I think Anthony could be something similar to DeMarco. You got a bit of a winger. He's a workhorse. You paid a lot of money for him anyways. I think he can go left wing back. I don't think Luke Shaw's suited to left wing back, and I certainly don't think Lassia are. They're more defensive. They got decent crosses on them, different types of crosses. So that's why I say put Anthony at left wing back, give that a go. Then use either Mazraoui or you could use Dalot at right wing back. Anthony left wing back. Every time we've seen Anthony get shifted to do a left back-ish role, we've won. We've won. And you lot calling me, I know you lot are going to call this a howler, but all you need to do is simplify his game. Harry Amas is a great option for left wing back, by the way, people. He's not physically ready. I'll praise that. He's not physically ready. And let me put my light on. Harry Amas could literally be given a good role here, in my opinion. He's young, he's energetic, and guess what? You don't need to be physically ready to use a left wing back role. You have a little bit more of leeway. He's really good at going forward. He's got a mean whip on him, and you know what? There's a lot of hype around him. Let me see if I can. I can't actually do that, unfortunately. I wanted to. What's it called? I wanted to go further in so you lot could see a little bit more. Horizon, don't. What's official? What's official? You lot are trying to take the piss out of me. Nah, you know what? Don't believe him. It's not nothing official. Anyways, I would have him. And then there's obviously Alvaro Fernandez, who's also very good at going forward and technically sound. And who knows if we might bring him back because Luke Shaw's an issue and will continue to be an issue. So I think wing backs United are sorted. At the back, you can use Luke Shaw. A little bit more of a reserved role. Left centre back would suit him. And it was suiting quite well. Lisandro Martinez in the middle. Lisandro Martinez can be the guy that plays ball, play at the back, and keep things dictating. I think he'll be more utilized in that role. I'll be honest with you, though. I don't like Lisandro when he's out wide. When he gets put out wide, yes, he might have a more cover with another centre back near him. But when he gets out wide, he gets absolutely dragged to pieces. Out wide down the flanks is not his strength. And in the back three, I don't think it suits him. De Ligt can easily do a job there. Lenny Yoro is perfect. Perfect. And dare I say, some of you are going to absolutely crucify me for this. But this is, why is it? Because if we're talking about Amorim, Vinny, we're talking about Amorim if he's in charge. Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire suits a back three. We've seen it for England. And he's more suited to a back three. It suits him a lot more well. So there we go. So it's a lot of the players that we do have in defence, we can utilise a lot more. Even though they might not start, I think United got players for this. Then when we got front, you got, this is where it gets a little bit more tricky. You got your Garnachos, you got Anthony if need be. You got you got Amad Diallo, which is going to definitely be the guy to suit it. And you got Garnacho, Xerxes, etc. I think this is where United it gets a little bit more techie because if you're asking Marcus Rashford to play more inside in a system where you need to be technically sound, this is where it gets a little bit more techie for me. So that's why I say along these lines that this is where it gets a bit more, I don't know, it maybe a bit more disjointed, but it might be helped with the wing backs anyways. And then obviously the middle part, Agate high energy. Agate and Kobe, for me, is the perfect two for this midfield. And the thing is, Agate just has to be the energy, the legs, and I don't think it should be the midfield for the future. But my only issue with Kobe is this engine. Now, hear me out what I would do, yeah, if this is Amorim, but I don't think he would do it. When it comes to the half space of the left wing, there's a certain Kobe Miner used to be a left winger. When he gets into those spaces, which he drives into quite a lot, he's actually really good in picking out passes for players at the edge of the box. No joke, I would actually have Kobe, Ahmad behind Xerxes. That's exactly what I would do. In the midfield, I don't like him, but there's Agate. And the last one I would actually have, I don't like him, but I think he'd be used to this system because the energy and he would have a license to get further up. We don't have many midfielders. Either you take a chance on Collier, which you won't do, Amorim, I don't think, is actually Bruno Fernandes. Dumb the game down. Don't let Bruno get into the spaces, or you could use Bruno higher up in those spaces, which I would absolutely hate. That's where I feel like he would go. You put Bruno left forward, the left space pretty much, and then he'll put Kobe in the middle. Interchange it, but we need the high energy. And as much as it is, we got to get this press going. Something that Amorim's really good at is his pressing system. So, and that's what sets him apart. The only issue is, which we've been with Amorim's system that I find though, is when it comes to counter-attack, that's where United have lacked when we get countered upon. That's the one where his system's it's a bit exposed. It was when we get a little bit too high up the pitch. It's a little bit when we do over commit. You need a lot of players that are going to work hard and get back, which is actually quite similar to Ten Hag. And that's why I feel like it fails in the end. And I do like Amorim, though. I would definitely take it as a chance, and he can use these players and get players that he wants in the future. So, yeah. Cash for interim, he got that EFI. If you know, you know. I mean, I used to have an FA level 3 badge. I did manage a team at one point. I got the season done. Technically co-managed, but technically put down as the manager. I got my badge. I got that badge, and that was a long time ago. That was a good, nearly 10 years ago. Crazy. United missed the opportunity when you let Kane slip. We wasted money on Mason Mount and all these other guys, and we could have got Kane. And you know what? He would have probably suited everything short term, and goals is what United needs. So yeah, you know what? You're right on that part. It's getting very dark in the UK right now. So sorry if the lighting is a little bit crap. I put it down on my camera. I could always see this. That will do for now, anyways. So yeah, very professional, but you know, we do what we can do. Let me see what you say. Johnny Evans and Maguire doing their UEFA beat. Harry Maguire's a manager. Yeah, down in League One, maybe. Johnny Evans, I can see being a good manager, even though he's got his accent's quite thick. Like thick as in it's a thick accent. Not that he sounds thick. No, I'm not disrespecting Johnny Evans. For me, he's a legend of the club. Not a cult hero, a legend. Amorim is just ETH with a head full of hair. You should watch the Premier. This is what I was trying to go towards. Is it Marie or Mary? I'll say it's Mary. I don't want to disrespect your name. In some cases, it is quite similar. And that's what worries me if he does come. You know, because he is 3-4-3 isn't exactly reserved. But the only thing that I could say is his team's more of a force, is more jointed, if that makes sense. He makes sure he gets triangles. You could call it a hexagon if you want. He always gets players in positions where there's always a passing option. But we know these United players are sometimes, or most of the time, be bozos in possession. That's when you look at the midfield and it's horrendous. And that's what I'm so confused why that was not the focus in the summer. The really and truly, that we needed more recruitment in that area. And don't get me wrong, I like the option of getting a Garte, but I really wanted Sander Berge. Sander Berge would have been perfect. Cass, I'd rather go for McKenna and Carrick. Everybody will say I'm mad. Rooney, why not? Yeah, but you're just. I feel like you're just like I like you, Dan. And don't get me wrong. You do say some good stuff, and I'll never criticize you harshly. But it's like you're saying players because they play for the club, they know what it means, and Rooney's done nothing in credentials to warrant a job at Manchester United. I think like we should have learned off of Ollie why we should not be given a job to a legend. Even with Carrick, it's too sentimental, where Kieran McKenna is not exactly a legend of the club, let alone any sort of remote hero at the club. And he's proven that he can win, a little bit like Maresca as well. And with a team that's really, truly, that shouldn't be in the Premier League right now. So he's doing the best that they can. But I think McKenna's actually a good coach. And I think United, rather than manager, we need a coach. And that's exactly what INEOS wants. They want a yes man. I like the look of Thomas Frank. I really do. I really do like the... I'd rather get Thomas Frank over Amorim. I think Thomas Frank, let's call it Prem-proven at least, but he knows what it takes to win in a Premier League game. He knows what type of players are needed as well. He respects control. He respects technical ability as well. The only thing that's unproven with Thomas Frank, of course, is Europe. And that's the only question marks over him. I think he's technically astute. And also, when it comes to battling the top teams, even with his Brentford team, he doesn't let City rest. He goes for the neck. Same thing with Liverpool. Same thing with Tottenham. He goes for the neck. He doesn't play mad reserve. He plays his way of playing. And guess what? If it don't work, he changes up a little bit. But his players are just not good enough to keep up the intensity because the quality. That's why I like Thomas Frank. He's not afraid. His whole pragmatism that was surrounding his name, which I believed he was as a manager, sitting back, has totally changed. And he's doing a seriously great job with a Brentford team that's have a horrendous budget. So yeah, I like Thomas Frank a lot, and his personality, the way he's animated, you know, way more than Ten Hag. Ten Hag's animation, his hands in the pocket with his buckhead, and then he's literally screaming at someone on the other side of the pitch. He's not animated. Thomas Frank actually has personality, and I feel like when you see the top managers, again, I explained it with Daps, I explained it with a few different people. When it comes to these top managers, whether it's Conte, Pep Guardiola, Klopp, Ancelotti. Even Ancelotti's quite reserved, but he has personality when he talks. He's not boring. That's what I'm talking about. Top managers need personalities. When you're a bit more like Rafa Benitez, not really animated, reserved, good cup manager, you'd say, not a good league manager whatsoever. You lose the tune with the players. And that's where I look at Ten Hag. He reminds me of Rafa Benitez. You can go win your cups, but when it comes to the league phase, you might have one good season or so, but you're just not cutting the mustard. You don't have no connection with the players. The modern players need managers that have good personalities. And I think that's quite evident. That's evidential. Even Phil Jones says it. So yeah, that's why I'm quite in favor of Thomas Frank right now. Yeah, he's an excellent communicator. I used to hate him because he's salty, but that's because he was salty against United. So I feel like I needed to do service to United and say, I hate him. I don't like him. All right, Beans, you're taking the piss. Big up from Singapore, Cass. Big up Jude, Raj. Big up yourself. Singapore, let me know what it's like. I want to visit there. No joke. It's on the bucket list. And Singapore is definitely on that list there. I heard it's expensive, but I don't care. A holiday is a holiday. And it's always got nice weather and food. I always hear about the food. I only want to go to places in the world that's got nice food, to be fair. And if it's fish, if the main dish is fish, keep me out. I swear I've never seen Ten Hag scream at anybody on a touchline. He's afraid. He's too afraid. And it's just not within him to do so. I mean, he probably has, but he's screaming at tactics. We need the tactics. Rashford was not running back, and this is why I took him off. He needs to come off, and I thought Garnacho was the better fit. He's just a jar, man. I hate the way he says Rashford as well. You know what it is? It's like his accent's weird. It kind of sounds South African at the same time. Like the little twang in there. It's like you're Dutch, but you sound South African. If a South African person was Dutch, you get Ten Hag's voice. Subscribe, people, and also smash the likes if you haven't done so. What are we on? We're on 59. Why are we not on 100? Have you smashed that like button? There's everyone in the chat right now that's at least speaking, smashing that like button. Yes or no? Wait, what were we saying? Let me see what else you said. Cass Hag, don't you dare, man. I've got hair, bro. I've got a lot of hair. Mr. Sharma. Yo, Cass, remember our Conte ETH debate at Daps's house? Where you standing at that 2 years later? Well, technically, one got sacked he got sacked at Tottenham. Since then, he's done nothing. But I still wouldn't want Conte as a manager at United. That's a fact. So, yeah, I think it's quite relevant. Big up Uncle Sharma, man. Afrikaans are people, Afrikaans people. I think that's how you say it, right? People are descendants of the Dutch, so it makes sense. Southgate United, you lot are horrendous. You know what? You lot don't want to be nice to me today. It's a Wednesday. It's midweek. Like, Wednesday's meant to be a day that people are typically more happy because it's halfway through the working week. He doesn't speak sense at all when he talks. Yeah, I've lost it. And you know what? If anyone is a little bit more pro towards Ten Hag, this is the thing, right? Again, I'm not going to belittle anyone that comes across what I'm saying now. Like, if you're Ten Hag out, Ten Hag in, I'm not going to start cussing you out. But I need I need some good quality reasons why he should stay in the job. Like, actual reasons. I'm happy to debate anybody, right? And I'm happy to have a conversation with anyone that can give me good reasons why he should be the Manchester United manager, what they see for their future. Is it the players? I don't think that's actually a valid reason, because he's got all the players that he's wanted and they all failed pretty much. And that's the one where it's just like, there's nothing. I don't believe there's anything left that can convince me. And I don't believe anyone that's ETH in has actually a good, valid answer that can convince anyone, let alone themselves. I think they just want it because the excuse is, like, because it's failed with this person, that person, you need to give it time. They tried to draw it back to when Fergie back in the 86, and that's not valid. I need something really valid. So yeah, people who want Conte, I don't get it. It's like, if we think we are playing negative football now, well, it's Conte football. Yeah, I don't want Conte. I don't want him. He's literally, he will win you stuff, but it will explode, and then you got another rebuild on your hands because he likes a certain type of player that I probably don't appreciate. Cass Hag snaps, I'd buy all the merch. How much are you willing to spend? Because soon, yeah, by the way, soon I'll be able to do super chats on here. And when I get super chats, yeah, I'm hoping I'll get a lot of support. This is now my full-time job. It's a full-time gig. Inzaghi, he's not coming. I promise you now, yeah, after what I read with the players. So yesterday, when I'd done the last live, it came out about there's 2 transfer targets that United were approaching, and they have concerns about not signing, and they regret to even inform that, like about Ten Hag and United being in 14th. And it's got to that part where it's like, United have juice, but there's only so much juice the club can dish out to attract a player. And I think that's the same case with a manager. Like, most top jobs, if they're available, managers give their CVs in. Like, let's say Pep left Man City. You think Inzaghi won't want that job? Of course he would. He would probably put his own CV in the hat to have a new test. But United, there's no guarantees. And it's just, there needs to be some evidence that it's going somewhere, something to build off of. So these top managers that we think we can get, we can't get. Zidane's another one of them. You know, when it comes to United, he needs a guarantee. He needs a guaranteed good enough squad that he can build upon and probably thrive at. And he doesn't believe that. So those guarantees with Zidane is not even there. I just don't see. We have to have them on it right now. United have we've pretty much gone down the hill that we need to get someone and take a gamble. Every new manager that we get now is going to be a gamble. Nothing more, nothing less. That's just the position we've been in, and that's the position Glazer put us in for the last 10 years. But yeah, I appreciate all the people that's in here as well. Appreciate anyone that's liked this video as well. I'm glad to see 70 and not 69 in the house. Where we got left as well. I'm pretty sure I can send redirects now, right? Correct? I think apparently I'm not allowed to. I've got to do something that allows me to do that. Let me try to do that now because I know Ems is going live in the next 45 minutes. And he said you need like 1,000 subscribers to actually send the subscription. But I haven't actually seen that, which is kind of confusing. Because you know what it is with YouTube, you got to make sure that you bless anyone that you can. Now I'm in a position where, you know, I can do that on either channel. But right now, I just don't see how I can do this for him, unfortunately. So maybe I have to wait till I'm monetized potentially, but I have no idea how I'm going to do that. So apologies there. I can't send a redirect to anyone. Try and have a little look. Let me check on YouTube. Go to the live tab. However, over the video you want to redirect from, it says click customization. I'm trying to do that right now. It's not allowing me. It's not allowing me whatsoever. I'm there right now. Nope. Nothing there. So yeah, I can't bless no one today, unfortunately. But I will be going live in about half an hour, 45 minutes on Monster's channel on Big Six Bands. So yeah, Cass just go to sleep. I don't want to sleep. I've been up since like quarter to 10. So yeah, I don't need to. I'm hungry though. I haven't eaten nothing. But stay blessed, you lot. Hopefully you lot can watch the whole video again and get my watch time up. And then yeah, we might be back later on with some news. Never Foul will be going live again around 5:30-ish. So watch out for that one. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we can dive a little bit more into other football news. But on here, United base, we'll see what comes up. If not, then like I said, man, I'm shameless. I'll look at other YouTube channels, see what they're talking about. And if they got some news, I'll go find it through their stuff. And if I have to change the title name, so be it. We all talk about the same shit anyways. In a bit.